Destiny has finally said what many people were already starting to feel, but no one expected her to say it this clearly. After years of being around the Scotts, building friendships, sharing moments, and even defending certain situations, she is now openly calling them manipulators and saying she experienced gaslighting. That is not a small statement. This is not just another disagreement or a simple reality TV argument. This is something deeper, something that makes people stop and rethink everything they have watched over the years. What makes this situation even more intense is the history. Destiny was not an outsider looking in. She was close to the Scotts. She spent time with them, laughed with them, supported them, and appeared to trust them. So now, when she speaks like this, it raises a big question. What really happened behind the scenes that made her change her perspective so strongly? When someone uses the word gaslighting, it carries weight. It is not just about someone disagreeing or having a different opinion. It is about feeling like your reality was questioned. It is about feeling like your emotions were dismissed or twisted. And when Destiny says this, she is telling us that her experience was not just uncomfortable, but confusing and emotionally draining. Looking back at past episodes, things start to feel different. Moments that once seemed like simple disagreements now look more layered. Conversations that felt normal might now seem strategic. It makes viewers question whether there were patterns that were not obvious before. Maybe there were signs, but they were easy to overlook at the time. Destiny's timing is also interesting. She did not say this at the beginning. She did not say this during the early stages of her friendships. She is saying this now, after years of experience. That usually means something built up over time. It was not one moment. It was many moments adding up until she reached a point where she could no longer stay silent. The Scott family has always had a strong presence on the show. They are connected, they support each other, and they often move as a unit. That kind of bond can be powerful. It can create stability and strength. But at the same time, it can also create pressure for others who are not part of that core group. Imagine being in a situation where multiple people are closely connected and you are trying to express your feelings or your side of the story. It can feel like you are outnumbered. Even if no one is directly attacking you, the balance is already uneven. Destiny now seems to be saying that this imbalance affected her more than she realized at the time. One of the key parts of her statement involves Kimmy. Destiny believes Kimmy has changed. At one point, Kimmy was seen as someone very direct and honest, someone who would speak her mind without hesitation. Many viewers respected that about her, but now Destiny feels that Kimmy's loyalty to her family may have influenced how she communicates. This brings up an important point about loyalty. Loyalty is not always a bad thing. In fact, it is often seen as a positive trait. But when loyalty becomes stronger than honesty, things can get complicated. People might hold back their true thoughts. They might avoid certain topics. They might defend situations that they would normally question. Destiny is not necessarily saying that anyone is lying. She is saying that the dynamics changed, that conversations became more careful, that authenticity may have been affected by the need to protect the group, and that shift can be felt, even if it is not openly discussed. Another important part of this situation is Destiny's past relationship with Melody. Their friendship has had ups and downs. There were times when they seemed very close, and other times when there was clear distance between them. Some people believe that the Scott family's influence may have played a role in how that relationship changed. When strong alliances exist, they can shape how conflicts unfold. If one person feels supported by a group and another person feels alone, it can affect how both of them react. It can also affect how situations are interpreted. Destiny now seems to recognize that these group dynamics may have impacted her relationships more than she realized at the time. There is also the question of personality. The Scotts are known for having strong personalities. Marcel is often seen as confident and firm in his opinions. Kimmy is also known for being direct and outspoken. When strong personalities come together, they can either balance each other or create tension. If those strong personalities are aligned, their influence influence becomes even stronger. They can shape conversations, guide decisions, and influence how situations are viewed. Destiny's perspective suggests that this combination of strong personalities and family loyalty created an environment where her voice did not feel equally supported. Another layer to this situation is what happens off camera. Reality TV does not show everything. There are conversations that viewers never see. There are moments that are not included in episodes. There are emotions that are not fully captured on screen. Destiny has hinted that some of her experiences happened behind the scenes. That is important because it means viewers are only seeing part of the story. When she speaks now, she is adding context that was not visible before, and that context can change how people understand past events. Vulnerability is another key part of this discussion. Destiny has shared personal experiences and emotional moments on the show. When someone opens up like that, they expect a certain level of understanding and support. If that support is not there, it can feel like a betrayal. Destiny believes that her vulnerability may have been used against her. That is a strong feeling. It suggests that moments where she was open and honest did not lead to deeper connection, but instead created discomfort or conflict. That can damage trust in a serious way. The way people communicate during disagreements also plays a big role. Words matter, tone matters, labels matter. Destiny has reacted to being called aggressive, and that reaction reflects a bigger issue. There's a difference between being assertive and being aggressive, but those words are often mixed up. When someone is assertive, they are expressing their thoughts clearly and confidently. When someone is labeled aggressive, it can carry a negative meaning. It can make their behavior seem hostile or unreasonable. Destiny's reaction shows that she is aware of how language can shape perception. At the same time, Destiny is not saying she is perfect. She has admitted that she could have handled some situations differently. That kind of reflection is important. It shows that she is not just blaming others, she's also looking at her own actions and trying to understand what she could have done better. This balance between self-reflection and speaking out is what makes her perspective more complex. She is not presenting a one-sided story. She is sharing her experience while also acknowledging that she is still learning and growing. The tension between friendship and loyalty is at the center of everything. Friendship is about honesty, support, and mutual respect. Loyalty, especially within a family, is about standing together and protecting each other. When these two things clash, it creates difficult situations. Destiny believes that loyalty within the Scott family came first, that it was stronger than individual friendships. And when that happens, people outside the family can feel pushed aside, even if that is not the intention. Audience reaction is also a big part of this story. People watching the show have strong opinions. Some support Destiny and believe she is finally speaking the truth. Others question why she did not speak up sooner. Both reactions are understandable. Social media has made these discussions even louder. Every statement is analyzed, every moment is debated, and that attention adds pressure to the people involved. It also keeps the conversation going long after episodes have aired. There's also a growing discussion about whether having multiple couples from the same family affects the show's balance. Some people think it creates an unfair dynamic. Others believe it adds depth and makes the story more interesting. If changes were ever made to the cast, it would not be a simple decision. The Scott family is a big part of the show's identity. At the same time, maintaining balance among cast members is important for keeping the story engaging and fair. Destiny's comments have opened the door for all of these conversations. She has shifted the focus. She has made people look at the show differently. And she has created a moment that feels bigger than a typical reality TV argument. As people continue to watch and discuss, one thing is clear. Relationships are complicated. They change over time. What once felt strong can become uncertain. What once felt supportive can become uncomfortable. Reality TV shows these changes in a very public way. It turns personal experiences into shared conversations, and that can make everything feel more intense. Destiny's voice is now a key part of this ongoing story. Whether people agree with her or not, they are paying attention. They are asking questions. They are looking deeper. And as the situation continues to unfold, viewers are waiting to see what happens next. Will there be responses from the Scotts? Will there be more clarity? Or will this lead to even more tension? Whatever happens, this moment has already made a lasting impact. It has changed how people see the past. It has raised new questions about the present, and it has set the stage for what comes next. The conversation is far from over.